Well, I think it's the right target by the beginning of July. I think we are going to need to go beyond that because actually to stop virus transmission, we probably have to get to 75% of the whole population, not just the adults. And because about 15% of the population is under the age of 12, that means more or less every adult and adolescent ultimately. But it is a good goal by July 1, and I think we can get there. The only asterisk on all of that is there may be a lot of heterogeneity across the country in terms of some states doing better than others. And we're already seeing what looks like a blue state, red state divide. So when you look at the country right now, the top 10 states that are vaccinating and almost at that point are in the New England states, New York, California, New Mexico, all blue or bluish states. And the bottom, which are only at about 30, 35, 36%, are all deep red states. So Idaho, Wyoming in the mountain area, and Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, et cetera, in the South. So in terms of sending away unused doses to other states, the risk of that one is we do create this red state, blue state divide where we stop transmission in some parts of the country, but not others.
On that front, a recent experiment from UCLA, I'm sure you saw it, showed that roughly a third of unvaccinated people said a $100 payment would make them more likely to get the shot. Some states, such as West Virginia, have already taken this approach, but nationwide, do we need to consider incentives targeted to certain groups?
Yeah, we might. The optics to the rest of the world is terrible, of course, when people are clamoring for vaccine in India and in Brazil. And it just it just makes us look like a nation of sulky adolescents. So I'm not thrilled about that part. But if that's what we have to do, we may have to go in that direction. I know, I believe Virginia or West Virginia now has already proposed doing that. So if it's absolutely necessary, sure. Although it's tough to swallow.
Yeah, in fact, West Virginia is doing it. Doctor, as I mentioned, Pfizer expects to ask the FDA for the okay to vaccinate kids 2 to 11. That's in September. Would you see that as a big breakthrough, and if so, why?
Well, it does a few things. One, it does certainly help us vaccinate the country and halt transmission, especially in the elementary schools. So by the fall, we should already have a lot of the 12 to 15-year-olds vaccinated. That's going to make middle schools, high schools very, very safe. And then as transmission slows, well, the elementary schools will be much better than anything we've had before. But ultimately, vaccinating the kids will help a lot. The other reason to do this is we don't talk about it a lot, but the CDC reports there have been about 2,000 kids who developed this very serious syndrome from COVID-19 called MIS-C, multi-system inflammatory syndrome of children. And so it's going to help vaccinating the kids to prevent those numbers of cases of MIS-C from accumulating as well.
Dr. Hotez, thanks so much. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.